Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC, offers more value than any other good full-service real estate brokerage firm when it comes to the sale of your home. We offer at least 27 things that contribute to your home selling in the least amount of time at the highest price. To receive our free home selling pamphlet, email us at info@brooksanddavis.com or call 713-665-8329. We also assist people who want to purchase homes or who are interested in getting their real estate license. Visit us at www.brooksanddavis.com.
Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Ric Davis. If you don't follow me on social media, I urge you to do so at Prime Real Estate Ric. Feel free to go to Facebook, Instagram, search Prime Real Estate Ric. Hit me with a follow. I'll be very, very appreciative, and you'll be able to stay up to date with the latest and greatest as far as the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. It's a pleasure to be here with you this week. I thank everybody for tuning in. I'm really excited about today's episode because today's episode is entitled A Woman's Worth. And the entrepreneur that's our guest today has a truly inspiring story that I'm sure everyone will be able to take some gems from. But as always, my co-host, live in the captain's chair, is not only a Texas real estate broker, he's a multi-time author, serial entrepreneur, and known the world over as the Texas Real Estate King. Now, sitting in with us, I would like to welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network my co-host, Mr. Larry W. Brooks.
What up, Rick?
What's going on,
What's
brother?
going on, beautiful people? It is good to be in front of you again. I feel like it's been a long time, but maybe it's because that's the weight of the new year coming, right? You know, getting excited about this 2020, hitting all of these holiday parties, which is, man, it's like a job within itself. You hitting them for lunch, happy hour, evening hour. You hitting them on Mondays, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's just been crazy, but you know, it's a good season.
You know, the great thing about the holiday season, not only are all the Christmas parties, but all the networking events.
Yeah.
And it just seems like we're in that time of year where everyone has a renewed spirit. Everybody's looking forward to the next year.
Yep.
I have really great expectations for 2020.
No doubt.
So it's a blessing to always be here with the Prime Real Estate Network fam, and you as always, Mr. Brooks.
Yeah, man. It's you know, I guess today it's so crazy because I've been knowing her for years. But the beautiful thing about it is in this city, when there's big events taking place, she's one of the who's that's always in the building.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying.
And you know, I would be remiss, and I want to make sure I thank everyone. I've been traveling a lot in the past week, meeting with different companies and organizations as far as economic development in some other cities. So I want to give a big, hearty shout out and thank you to the city of Lake Charles, the mayor's office, and the Calcasieu Parish Public School District. We're going to be doing some great work out there in Louisiana, and I can not wait to get back out there and get on the ground and start working with everyone out there. So I want to give them a big, hearty shout out. Man, Mr. Brooks, you traveling for the holidays, brother?
Nope.
You gonna stay close?
I'm staying close. I don't want to go nowhere.
Oh no, your freaking flying miles, man. You done put a lot on them this year, man.
You know what? I got a lot of conference events that's set up in the new year, so the rest of this year I'm sitting tight and just kind of get push out the energy that I have to attend the networking events that I need to. And other than that, look forward to 2020 and a new decade and all the changes that come along with it.
Hey man, I want to give you some public kudos because not only have you been on the move a lot conducting business, but now you're a sports dad. And anybody who follow you on social media knows that you've gone from football season to basketball season.
We're in b-ball season, yes,
right,
sir.
Man. So how has that been?
It's been good, man. You know, watching this young man cultivate from one sport to the next and find a passion for it and still being able to balance grades, because, again, it's not like he's a professional athlete that all he focuses on is athletics, but he has a father that believes grades come before sports. And it's crazy because in our culture, usually it's sports, then grades. But in my case, it's like get the grades, we figure out the sports later, but he's doing a great job at managing both. So he's competing at a high level, and he's and his grades are showing it as well. So I'm excited for the young man.
And this is just me speaking, but from just observing from afar, man, it's great to see your son blossoming.
Yeah,
you'd be surprised with teenagers, that sense of competition,
Yeah.
but balanced with team,
No doubt.
it can open up all types of traits
Yep.
that they didn't even know that they had. So I just wanted to say that publicly, man, because you know I'm always post more videos. Matter of fact,
No, we're not. We're not recruiting him yet. Y'all take your time.
Take your time, man.
Yeah, this management right here. Between me and Pure Hustle, we the management.
Oh, that's you
That's
so
it.
crazy, man. But I definitely tell LB3, man, we keep an eye on him, man. We proud
No
of
doubt.
him.
Thank
no
you,
doubt.
bro. Thank you for asking, man.
Absolutely. But I would like to introduce our guest this week. Not only is she the vice president over at Colbert Ball Tax Services, but she's also the founder of a nonprofit corporation called Motivating Other Mothers. She's doing great work in the community, great work business-wise, and she is an inspiration to all entrepreneurs in and around the city of Houston. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce to the Prime Real Estate Network audience our guest this week, Ms. Saba Haile.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
You put your applause. You How you doing?
I am great.
I appreciate you so much for carving some time out your busy schedule to sit in with us.
I'm more than delighted to be here. I really appreciate this.
Now, I want to just get right down to it because you have so much going on that it's almost hard to believe that you can balance it all. But I want to start now, and we'll talk about first is your responsibilities as the vice president over at Colbert Ball Tax Services. What type of things are under your umbrella?
Everything. Literally.
No doubt.
So I'm pretty much responsible for just overseeing the day-to-day operations of the company. And, you know, everybody knows Colbert Ball, I hope. Been around for almost 20 years. I've been with them about 8.5 years now.
Oh, wow.
And from selling franchises, for making sure that the current franchisees are in compliance. So I just try to make sure that every franchisee that we have are, you know, doing well.
You know, it's something that I try not to assume, but since we have you here, I want to make sure I ask you this for the audience. How often do you meet people who don't have any idea about how to get involved with a franchise in regards to Colbert Ball Tax Services?
Very often. It's actually really easy. So the way that the model is made is the fact that we try to go after people that are first-time business owners. So a lot of them, they come in with no experience, like never had a business, don't know anything about taxes. So we try to walk them through it, you know, step by step, instead of just throwing them out there. So we actually have a blueprint to help them be successful.
Oh, that's outstanding because, you know, we're on the cusp of tax season.
Yes.
And it's funny because every year around this time, you'll probably have aspiring entrepreneurs that's like, man, next year I'm going to get involved in that. Next year I'm going to have a tax service.
Every year.
What can you say to motivate people to get off the sideline and get involved?
You just have to take a risk, like just go for it. I mean, there's no guarantee. I mean, I know people that been to school for year after year after year have incurred like so much debt and you still have nothing to even show for. So why not? If it's something that you actually want to attempt to do it, just do it.
Right.
What
And
you waiting for?
absolutely. Because the thing about that's so powerful, and I'm sure you running this every day in your current capacity, is that how empowering being a business owner can be for an individual. Could you speak towards some of the success stories that you've had an opportunity in your 8 years with the company to actually see and experience?
Actually, we had one franchisee, Henry, and his cousin. They came in with no money, literally. I mean, this guy came to my office every single day begging me to get him on. I was like, you don't have enough money. Like, I don't know what you got to do. Go borrow money, whatever the case. And somehow he found a way to borrow. I took a chance. I almost probably got fired because of it, but he came up with $1,500, and I was like begging my bosses, "Hey, let's just try it." Like, someone cannot be this motivated and this dedicated and determined to get a business with no money. And I was like, we just got to take a risk. First year, they made $180,000.
Oh, wow.
Like, literally.
Wow.
Now, and I want to make sure I reiterate so that we're clear. This gentleman came to you with as little as $1,500 and was able to build a business that would make him $180,000. And And Larry, me and Larry have these discussions off the clock
Larry,
all
no.
the time.
Oh, it's real money over there.
It's real money over there.
I told you this is one of my rich friends, bro. You know, I'm not
No.
playing.
So that's the thing. And with the the tax business, is there still room in the market for new franchisees? Because I know that might be something that'll keep people on the sideline. Like, oh, well, it's already a lot of tax services. Why would people work with me? What do you illustrate for those potential clients that may be risk averse from that standpoint?
Is McDonald's still opening?
Man.
Ooh,
Ooh,
wow.
weed.
And they on every
Burger-
corner already.
Is Burger King
Yeah.
getting stopped?
Right.
Chick-fil-A still opening up. You're going to always have competition. And to me, you should never look at who's at this location, who's at that location. Like, it's really up to you. Like, what's in you? What can you do that that person can't do?
Right.
So I'm never the type to be intimidated because of competition. Like, you should be your own competition.
You know, because
That was a power. That was a power
No,
move
because-
bouncer, that man. You can't even argue with that one.
no,
Yeah.
because I'm sure part of her skill set is being able to inspire and motivate those.
Yeah.
Where do you think you developed and honed those skills?
So I grew up dirt poor.
Right.
There was no option but to do better than what I saw my parents doing. We came from East Africa, lived in the projects. I didn't even know I was poor until I was in college.
Now, because I want the audience to actually be able to take in what you just said. At what age were you when your family moved over from Africa?
I was almost 6.
Okay, so you were really
Yeah,
young.
so it was me and my little brother at the time, and then of course my parents won't stop having kids. So added 2 more.
That's Saba, man.
So my parents were just hard workers, and they just never wanted us to feel poor. But then it's like, as I'm growing up, I'm like, man, we were so poor. Like, we were in a 2-bedroom apartment with 6 people, and I never felt poor at the time because they just loved us so much, or showed us that they loved us. So that's always been my inspiration. I see my parents being able to raise that many kids, take care of people back, in Africa, and still being able to manage.
Yeah.
So with that being said, like, I had no option but to do better than what I saw, just because I want to get back to my parents to make sure that they're in a better place.
So when your family moved over, where did you guys settle? Where did you guys stay at first?
Fort Worth, Texas, funky town.
Funky town. No, it's funny because Larry and I both have friends, colleagues, business associates from the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, so I have had experience in and around that area. When you go back to the 6-year-old you,
Hold on, before you ask that question, let
Okay,
me
go
plug
ahead.
this. She's one of them type of Dallas Cowboy fans that when they actually win, she want to boast about it.
And when they lose,
Whatever, man. she one of them type of fans, man.
and when they lose.
no, the cool thing, and I'm a neutral, so I don't root for either or, but I'm sure it's beneficial for you to have so many like-minded Cowboy fans in and around Houston to hang out with from
We're
time
everywhere.
to time.
We're everywhere.
So let's go back to when you were 6. What were some of your first memories that you can remember about Fort Worth when you guys first came over?
So keep in mind, I didn't know how to speak English.
True.
So English was my second language. So just being around other people that I'm like, I don't understand anything that you're saying when you're talking to me because I look like you, but I don't understand what you're saying. So this is a funny story. For some reason, I never forget it. I was in the 1st grade, and I needed to use the restroom. This is actually kind of embarrassing. I don't know why I'm telling you.
No, go for it, because I want to know, like, being here and not speaking English, but you do look like us. Like, it's, yeah. Because when I visited places like that, and I walk up to someone because they look like me, and they be like, not understanding what I'm saying. So yeah, go.
That was me. So I was like, man, I gotta use the restroom, but I don't know how to tell this lady how do I use the restroom?
Yeah.
Like, where do I go? And so I just sat there and I literally just peed on myself. And from that point on, I was so determined to learn how to speak English.
Right.
Wow.
Like that just that just turned everything around for me. And I remember being teased every single day for it. Everybody called us African booty scratcher back then.
Oh yeah, that was
wow.
That was,
That was
yeah,
the one.
y'all guilty. I'm
that
pretty
was the
sure.
one. Yeah, I hit you with a couple of them, no doubt about it.
You know, it's funny.
Forgive me, guys. You know, it was youth. I was a youth.
I was young.
I
at the time.
apologize
I was
for
one
all
of the
those
ones that
that
always
did
got
that.
teased growing up
Right.
because of the language barrier.
Wow.
At what point did you, as a young person, did you realize that there was a stigma with living in government-provided housing? I know you mentioned that you've lived in the projects, and I know especially at that age, you don't know until other people make you aware. So was there a stigma? Was that anything that you had to deal with, or were you just so determined to take advantage of the opportunity of being in this country that it just fell on deaf ears?
I did not know. Like being in the projects, everybody's like on the same level. So you don't you don't have a rich friend or anything like that. Now you might have somebody that got a better looking couch, or they might have more TVs, but we're pretty much all leveled, at that point. And then the older I got is when I realized, like, man, I did live in the projects.
Yeah.
Like, that was bad. But now, looking back, it's like it gave me the strength to do better. So, of course, I don't regret it at all, because that's my beginning.
No, I mean, and would you credit?
you did. That was
no,
good.
I'm
That was a
saying,
good answer, though,
how
'cause
much
you
would
really
you
don't
credit your upbringing to helping you stay determined and make it through challenges and hurdles?
All of it.
All of it.
All of it. Literally all of it.
I just have to ask you this because I know you just mentioned that English is not your first language. Did you ever have an accent? And if so, how were you able to lose it? Because I don't detect anything in the way that you speak that English isn't your first language.
My son has an accent, which is weird.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why, but, my grandmother raised him for the first year when I moved back to Fort Worth. And I don't understand why I don't have an accent. Never did.
Never did.
Mm-mm.
Oh, that is absolutely outstanding. No, and I just had to ask because it was in the back. I was like, I can detect no accent.
Mm-hmm.
But everything that you've been sharing, I'm sure, from the tax service and franchise standpoint, I'm sure is very useful to everybody that's going to hear this episode. But I want to make sure when we come back from our break, I want to talk to you a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey. Because I know as a person who is not only an entrepreneur, but a mom, I know there's been some hurdles and challenges along that path. And for all the other moms that may be single moms or may have a partner or may not think that entrepreneurship is for them, I would like for you to share a little bit about your entrepreneurial story, if you don't mind.
Of course. So I've always been one of those people, like,
When we come back from the break, young lady.
Oh.
Thank you.
I'm
No,
just
no,
kidding.
absolutely.
I can give her a tough time like that. Just understand people that are out there like, oh, he just cut off.
I've been
Larry,
known Larry.
for years, so I can
Absolutely.
do that.
But we'll get into that when we come back from our break, Ms. Haile.
All right.
Everyone, stay tuned to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast, and we'll be right back after this short break to hear from our sponsors. This is Rick Davis, realtor and host of the Prime Real Estate Network. Are you currently leasing or looking to relocate to the Houston area and you find yourself falling in love with a home but aren't quite in a position to purchase? Well, no worries. We offer the Right to Purchase program. We can place you in the home of your dreams at current market rental rates and give you up to 3 years to buy. Did you know that a majority of the homes that are for sale offer better quality than those that are for rent? So why wait? Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. Let me and my team help you purchase a home that you and your family can fall in love with. Give me a call today at 832-928-3963. And remember to follow the Prime Real Estate Network podcast on YouTube, Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Be blessed. Welcome back to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Prime Real Estate Rick. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate, please stop by our website at brooksanddavis.com. As always, my co-host, Larry W. Brooks, the Texas Real Estate King, live and in the building.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Enjoying
bro.
the episode.
Oh, man, this has been powerful.
Wisdom,
and
knowledge.
I love it. I love it.
No doubt.
And I'd like to introduce to our audience Miss Saba Haile, VP at Colbert Ball Tax Services and the founder of Motivating Other Mothers. Thank you for sitting in with us this week.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
You've been definitely killing it this episode, so I'm not going to waste any of our viewers' time, but we're making small talk. Let's get back to you. Your entrepreneurial journey as a businesswoman and a professional. Who can you credit as a motivator or inspiration for you?
I would say my parents for sure. Like they've worked so hard to, move to a whole nother world to make sure that we have a better life than what they had back in Africa.
So let's talk about your nonprofit. I think that the nonprofit that you founded is doing the type of things that is absolutely positively necessary right now. Can you talk a little bit about Motivating Other Mothers, or MOM for short?
MOM. This is I started this years ago without being official. I've always had this passion to help other women, because when I was pregnant, actually I want to give a shout out for Rosemary Tucker. I don't know if y'all know Blesties Boutique. So when I was pregnant, this lady took me under, like let me sleep on her couch. Like I was literally homeless. And, from that point on, I always said, if I ever get to a point to where I could help people, I'm going to do it regardless. So
Absolutely.
For years, I would always, do back to school drives. I'd have birthday parties to where you got to bring school supplies or whatever the case. And finally, 2017 is when I said, hey, I want to do it official. Like, I want to do the paperwork, whatever it is. I didn't had, took single moms out, for Valentine's Day. If you don't have a date or whatever the case, let's do it. I'm going to pay for everything. So every year I try to do something, but it was without being official. Now with the nonprofit, I'm able to get other people's assistance. Like I've had Prospect Park. They've been very generous, letting me host a lot of events there. So that's how.
With the nonprofit and the single moms that you work with through your organization, do they come to you for business advice, personal advice, and how does it feel for you to be a mentor for those other young adults that you come in contact with?
For everything. So we do. We give like financial assistance. We fix resumes. I have people just asking me like, how did you do? Where'd you get the money from? I was like, I work like a slave, literally. So this is just my giving back moment for me. Like I just want to do whatever it takes. If I can make a difference, I'm going to do it.
Wow, that's outstanding. And how often do you have events supporting your nonprofit?
We actually have one Saturday.
This Saturday?
Saturday at Belvedere, we're doing a toy drive. So if you guys can bring an unwrapped gift to Belvedere, free entry.
Oh, wow.
That's all we ask is bring a gift.
Yeah, okay.
Or touring.
Oh, absolutely. And some of the ladies that you've worked with in your mentorship program through your nonprofit, how have you been able to see those ladies evolve and truly blossom? And secondly, how does that make you, and how does that feed your spirit, and what do you get out of helping these ladies?
Oh my gosh, that's what gives me joy. Like if I can make a difference. I've had a lady, she was like struggling, she couldn't save, she was living check, I don't want to call her out, but she was living check to check. And it was like small adjustments that, I was giving her, hey, just do this for, one day. Don't go out to eat. You don't know how to cook. Get you some frozen meals, whatever you got to do. But so we were able to help her save money. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot, but this is the first time she's 50-some years old. She was able to save $1,500.
Yeah, wow. that is
so
a lot.
for somebody that's living check to check and you're able to save $1,500, that's like tremendous.
That's a big deal.
You better stop it. Knowing Saba, $1,500 can turn to $180,000. You playing games. True, very true. That $1,500 can go a long way.
Well, Saba, have you had an opportunity to attend any conferences lately? Because I know in the past you and I have talked, and you went to a lot of leadership conferences, a lot of mastermind type conferences and things like that. Have you had
the only ones I've been to this year is the of course the Irish trade shows, but normally at least I try to invest at least 2 or 3 conferences.
That's good.
I went to the one in Dallas. What was it called? Success Seminar with Les Brown. That was amazing.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. Because I always try to tell people that you got to continue to grow, and I didn't even know the IRS had a conference. But
exactly right.
You know, if you want to be a boss in your field, you got to know what your governing body is doing. So yeah.
No, I mean, I would like for both of you guys to talk about, because especially with you, Mr. Brooks, and for you, Miss Haile, there are how many entrepreneurs there are out there that don't attend these conferences, that aren't part of mastermind groups. So for either of you, if not both, what is it that you get from being around those like-minded professionals and leaders?
For me, I'm attending these events because there's somebody there that's doing better than you. Like, you don't want to constantly be around people to where you're doing better than them, because now you're never going to grow from it. So when I go to these conferences, I'm always trying to make myself better.
I agree.
Right?
I agree. And you know, that's a big part of it for me as well. Even with my social circles here, like friends like Saba, I'm able to, like I said, when me and her would talk about those type of events, I'm like, man, I need to be involved in something like that. It also gives me an opportunity when we're having those conversations to step away from just thinking real estate, and think, okay, let me get the social side of things together when it comes to having like-minded people that want to grow in their different separate areas of business. So, you know, sitting next to this boss lady, I get a chance to watch her grow and watch the things that she's doing when it comes to other people and the other people that she's helped to change their like-mindedness, you know, for them to grow as well in their specific field. So, yeah.
And I know, because we're getting short on time, but I want to make for sure that everyone who has opportunity to hear this podcast or view this video knows how they can get in touch with you to get involved in your nonprofit, motivating other mothers. So can you just, for our audience, tell them the website, how they can get involved, and how they can get in contact with you directly?
Yes. The website is motivatingmoms.org. And my Instagram is Saba, Saba, period, Haile. And I do respond to all DMs, so y'all hit me up.
Right, no doubt. And I know you have your event, so just to reiterate, we got Belvedere this Saturday. Unwrap gift.
Yes, a toy.
A toy.
toy.
Absolutely. And is there anything that you'll be doing, Mr. Brooks, this weekend for anyone who wanted to interact with you?
No
personally?
doubt. Well, I'll be out. I'll be at Saba's event. I love to come out and support what my friends have going on. So I will be at Belvedere this weekend as well. I'm the most friendliest person you'll meet. So don't be intimidated to walk up to me, give me a high five, say, "Hey guys, I see you." You know, whatever that looks like. And then I'm like Saba. You can always find me at TexasRealEstateKing.com. I also respond to all my DMs and things like that. I'm a sociable guy. This is what this world. I love being a connector. So even if you're someone that, you know, you haven't found your purpose yet and you just want to walk up to me and you want to have a short conversation about how do you identify that, I love an opportunity to do that with you as well.
And I want to make sure I motivate everyone who checks out this episode. If you have $1,500, I'm serious. No. That
clearly,
is super
guys,
powerful.
wait a minute, it's more than that. No,
It's definitely more
than that. She took her a nice little chance on that one.
No, but the thing is that I want people to know that if you can start there, you have hope.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the thing.
And not only that, be able to give your energy of purpose onto another person where they're willing to take a chance on you. That's a big deal, right? Like you got to have that type of hunger to where someone else can see it through, you know, coming out of you to say, you know what, they're going to do with it. They're going to do what it takes.
Because Ms. Haile mentioned earlier, there is room for everyone.
Yeah.
Literally.
It is not done. We are not at the bottom of the barrel. It's not the end of the money train.
Yeah.
Nope.
You can change your life in 12 months. So I want to make sure I urge everyone to take advantage of Ms. Haile as a resource and reach out and contact her if you are already an entrepreneur and you want to expand your brand, or if you've been on the sideline and you're looking for an opportunity to get involved, this is your shot. So I thank you so much.
No, thank you guys
sitting in.
very much.
I want to thank the Texas Real Estate King for holding us down as always.
Southside, Texas.
Hey man, I want to thank Ms. Haile for sitting in, and I want to thank you for carving the time out because I know you're a busy lady. So thank you so much for rearranging your schedule to make some time
It's
for
been
us.
amazing.
To everyone.
You know what? This was her first episode, her first time doing a podcast. So kudos to that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? She killed it. First podcast.
Killed it.
I don't know about that. I'm going to watch it later.
On behalf of Ms. Haile, the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, I'm Rick Davis. I want to thank everyone for tuning into the Prime Real Estate Network podcast this week. If you need anything, like everyone here said, we're only a DM away. I look forward to seeing you all next week, and be blessed.
Brooks & Davis Real Estate Firm, LLC is marketing a property for sale right now that you can buy. These properties range from land lots for under $20,000 to move-in ready homes $500,000 and more, along with everything in between. To see this week's list of properties for sale you can buy now, go to bit.ly/BDREF weekly list. That's bit.ly/BDREF weekly list. If you plan on selling some real estate and you need it on the weekly list, call 713-665-8329 to speak with someone about it.